All right, morning, everybody. We're down in the man cave today. Got a little kind of a little quick hitter project for you. I had somebody in one of my previous videos ask me about these little spool bobbin thingies that I have all on most of my spools of like wire and tinsel and that kind of thing, and what they were and where I got them, how I used them, that kind of thing. But you see on here is a little tube, little elastic band, and I'll get you zoomed in here and we'll talk about how I made them. All right, so we got you zoomed in a little better so you can see what's going on a little better down here. Show you one of these, kind of what the basis of this is. This is just some elastic band material. You can get it at a upholstery shop or a fabric store, Joann's Fabrics, whatever kind of fabric store you have around. This is used to make like elastic cuffs on clothing when you're sewing, but it's just a 1/4 inch wide version of this material. I can get it on Amazon too. It comes on a spool, big spool, basically a lifetime supply of building these. Then you'll need some beads of some sort. This was something I found on Amazon. They're 6 millimeter, so 6 millimeter square, roughly 1/4 inch beads. I prefer square. You can use round, but you can see these have numbers and letters and such on them for like building bracelets. I don't care about any of that. I'm just going to glue them together anyway. You'll need some shrink tube. That's what we actually put the band here on the outside with at the end of this. Some 3/8 diameter shrink tube. I've got a few sections of this, basically a lifetime supply of this too, but that specific size works best for this. You'll need some scissors. Go rob your wife's good upholstery scissors or fabric scissors. Whoa, so you're not ruining your good fly tying scissors. You'll need some super glue of some sort, lighter for the shrink tube. And bonus pro tip here, if you are a big fan of Z-Mint like I am, a half-used roll of electrical tape happens to be the perfect size stand for your super glue. That'll keep it sitting upright on your bench. Can't knock it over. Nice heavy base on it. Discovered that by accident one day. That's the by far the best solution I found for that. They're even better than these little foam jobbies. I conned Cheech out of one of these at Fly Fish Food one day when he was prototyping them. But for Z-Mint, the electrical tape is actually a much better solution. So let me show you how we build these. So step one here, this is where I typically end up gluing myself to my fingers together, or gluing myself to the bench or whatever. But we'll just put this out here and grab our super glue, and we're going to put a very liberal dabbing of super glue on here. And it takes quite a bit because that elastic material is gonna soak up quite a bit of it. And you put it on there and you kind of wiggle it around so you make sure you're not gluing it to your desktop while you're doing. Let that sit there, hold it in place for a minute. The super glue really is only used at this stage just to get this put together. Once we get this put together, the shrink tube is actually going to do the bulk of the work. So then we just put a second bead, stacked a second bead right next to it. Same thing, big daub of super glue. Wiggle it around and make sure you're not gluing yourself to your desk, and hope your finger comes off. Perfect. So they're stuck there well enough for now. And I do this basically the same way every time because I'm not smart enough to cut a piece of this to length to use as a pattern. So I just wrap it around a spool, and I kind of just pinch it in place and just kind of judge. It doesn't take a lot of pressure, but you do want a little bit of pressure on there. So I just kind of hold it in place there and decide, okay, that's where I want it. So I'm just gonna mark that with my fingernail, cut that off. Now we're gonna do this again. This is where it's a good idea to have some extra tools on the bench, because this is where you're most likely to glue yourself to your work. So we're going to get a nice big glob of super glue on here on top of the beads, and we're going to lay our fabric down, or our elastic down, temporarily glue ourselves to it, Then we're going to take a tool of some sort, like my fancy homemade bodkin, with a sewing needle stuck in the end of a dowel and a piece of Velcro, adhesive backed Velcro stuck to the handle. Been using that tool for 30 years and never bothered getting a better one. So just get that stuck on there. Didn't glue ourselves to it and didn't glue ourselves to the table. Excellent. So there you go. That's just a little loop you make, and you can see the beads are just super glued in there. You do want to make sure you get them aligned correctly, because ask me how I know that it doesn't work very well if the holes aren't aligned correctly. So get that on there. Now we're just going to cut a piece of shrink tube to the approximate length here. I want it to cover basically the whole bead. Go find it on your bench when it pops off. So I want it to cover the length of both those beads, but not really hang out either end. So that was a little too long, so we'll trim a little sliver off here. And that's about right. Now when you do this, the shrink tube not only shrinks in diameter, but it shrinks in length a little bit too. And it'll, if you get it hanging off the end too far and start shrinking it like that, it'll actually kind of pull itself off the end and kind of make a mess here. So get it where you want it, and then I try to hit it right in the middle with my lighter to start out, and get one side, or get one kind of area of that shrunk and glued to itself. Now we can go around and hit it with our lighter all the way around, and there you go, shrunk down. We'll a little warm. And then spool, it's just a simple matter of threading that through, and that's small wire, so a little hard to feed sometimes and hard to see even. So feed it through and loop it on there, and now you've got and you can see this one, I got a bunch of loose wire on there because I didn't have a holder on it, and it kind of unspooled on itself, but it still works. And then you can twist it up just like you would on your thread bobbin. You can twist it up and shorten that tag end. You can pull a little extra off, and then like I say, using 2 of those beads gives you a nice handle to hold on to right there for using it kind of like a bobbin. So that's why I call them the spool retainer bobbin thingies, because I have no idea what you really call them. And I think you can actually buy these. I don't think this is an original idea of mine. I think you can actually buy them. I'm sure everybody else makes them, but this is the way I came up with doing it and my method for building them. So there you go. All right, guys. If we wrap this up, I do want to say one thing. I hit my 1,000 subscriber mark. So thank you to everybody out there who has subscribed. It's kind of crazy to me. I mean, even 1,000, that there's 1,000 people out there that are watching my stuff that I put out. I do this YouTube thing as just kind of a creative outlet. I used to tell my dad about all these projects, and he passed away a few years ago, and I realized I didn't have anybody to talk about my projects anymore. And, you know, bless her heart, my wife had listened, but she didn't understand. My dad and I kind of spoke the same language, and when I tell him about a crazy project I'd come up with, he'd understand and he'd be all about it. Yeah, and he passed away. I kind of realized I didn't have an outlet for telling my stories and talking about my projects, and so I started this little YouTube channel just as a way to tell people about what I do. And I never thought there'd be 1,000 people that wanted to listen to my stories and see my little projects. So thank you all for subscribing. I really do appreciate it. And as far as this project, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you on the next one.